welcome to Lesson 14 in Unit 5. This lesson is all about learning to play the song Santa Lucia, and it's sort of a classical song. It's an older song. It has a lot of difficult little passages, and so we're going to break this down right off the bat, and then we'll try and play through the whole song. So the first thing I want to alert you to is measure 6 is where we're going to run into our first accidental. And the notes there are D, C sharp, and C. Now you know the note C, so remember C sharp would be 1 fret higher. And you will notice that it's written as a D natural, a C sharp, and then a C natural. So we have that natural sign canceling the sharp right before it. And that passage would sound like this. Because the rhythm is 1 and 2, down, up, down. So that might be something you just want to practice right off the bat. Get that little passage into your hands. Okay, the next place that we have some issue with accidentals would be in measure 12, where we're going to have a C sharp, a D, and a G. And again, down, up, down, same rhythm as before, but we're going to play a C sharp with our little finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string. And that is it for accidentals. For some tricky fingerings, this has a lot of tricky fingerings. I might point out measure 5. We're going to play a B followed by an E. They're both on the same fret. Now we've learned these notes with our second finger, but it's kind of impractical to lift our finger and play it. So we have two choices to play these notes, and I leave it up to you to decide how you want to do it. You can either flop your finger. This is one of the times where we get to flop our finger. I can play the B note with my second finger and then just roll my finger over to play the E note. That's a perfectly legitimate thing to do. The other thing we can do is to use our third finger to play the E note. So now we're playing the B note with our second finger and the E note with our third finger. I may end up doing it both ways. I can't really predict the future, but if you see me do one or the other, you'll know what I'm doing. Here we go. Starting at measure 9 with the first ending. 1, 2, 3. Now, we're going to do it again, only this time we're going to take the second ending, and that's where we have our fermata. And I'll call it out when we get there. Here we are, second time at measure 9 with the second ending. 1, 2, 3. Fermata, you can wait. And then the player will play the pickup note. And so as the accompanist, you would wait to hear this first upstroke, and then you would come in on the last two notes. And you'll see how that works when we play the accompaniment. All right, so speaking of the accompaniment, I'll play through the first section. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Repeat that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to move on to measure 9. Here we go, the second part. 1, 2, 3. Repeating that section, measure 9 there, measure 10. Second ending. For Mata, you're listening to the melody player. You're going to play that pickup 8th note. Da, da, da. So that's how you'll end that. Okay, listen to the recording because the recording will have both parts and will be in time, and that'll help you a lot. But that's basically the little teardown of the song. It does have a lot of little tricky spots in it. So if it takes you a little while to get this one, don't fret. It doesn't get much harder than this. So, okay, practice, and when you're done with that, practice some more.